of people in the upstate marched through downtown Greenville today to recreate the March on Selma on its 50th anniversary today. 7 on your side's Christine Brown shows us their salute to Selma. Christine?
Well, ThinkTwice.org says they organized this large march to unite the community and remember those who fought for civil rights in Selma. One man who marched says his family was part of the movement 50 years ago, and their message was carried on today.
Marching up to freedom land.
DeMalo says he marched in the All Lives Matter March on Maine's Salute to Selma to honor his family members' message of change that they took to the streets and fought for decades ago.
Smile. Well, definitely smiling down on us.
He says his family's stories of that time and the March on Selma taught him about the struggle, being thankful for basic freedoms. He says that movement is why ThinkTwice.org and hundreds of others were able to gather today. The group marched, sang songs of freedom, and held banners to tell the upstate all lives matter.
America will become a better place. Even better. It's already a great nation, but it become an even greater nation.
The message that we need to continue to send is that all lives matter. You know, that we need to start really caring about each other.
The large group was joined by the Greenville Police Department and other city leaders to bring messages of prayer and unity.
Reminding everybody what has been going on in the past 50 years, but also putting the onus on all of us to make that change.
Participants say they hope this huge event sparks a larger conversation in the upstate about unity and peace.
Walk with a sense of empowerment, and that you can do anything with education, through positivity. Get involved with positive groups. Get involved with your community.
The organizer of today's march, ThinkTwice.org, is a nonprofit organization aimed at helping teens and reducing bullying. We have a link to their information on our website, WSPA.com.
Today, national leaders, including President Obama, gathered in Alabama to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Bloody Sunday March in Selma. The president walked with Georgia Congressman John Lewis, who took part in the march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge back in 1965. Lewis was injured when police attacked the marchers peacefully protesting for voting rights. President George W. Bush also took part in the Selma commemoration today. Earlier, President Obama praised the courage of the marchers who risked their safety in the name of social justice.
There are places and moments in America where this nation's destiny has been decided. Many are sites of war. Concord, Lexington, Appomattox, Gettysburg. Others are sites that symbolize the daring of America's character. Independence Hall and Seneca Falls, Kitty Hawk and Cape Canaveral. Selma is such a place.
South Carolina Senator Tim Scott also took part in today's march. Tomorrow, thousands will gather for an annual day of remembrance. The 50th anniversary of that historic civil rights march in Selma is influencing many right here in the upstate. WYFF News 4's Corey Davis reports on the hundreds who took to the streets of downtown Greenville today.
Along Main Street in downtown Greenville, a diverse crowd of many ages chanted and sang, using the past for direction.
It was beautiful.
To improve the world today.
It's time to stop saying it and stop talking about it and be about it. And that's what this march was all about.
Their message was clear.
It was not for a future people, it's for us right now. Everybody say right now.
The crowd pulling inspiration from the bravery shown on Bloody Sunday, March 7th, 1965. Alabama state troopers attacked nearly 600 people that day as they attempted to march from Selma to Montgomery.
I just hope they understand that, you know, somebody paid the price before you. And in order for you to see change happen, you got to be the change that you want to happen.
Hundreds who marched spoke about that change in front of the old Greenville courthouse.
All lives matter. All lives matter.
We need to stand with the rest of the people in the world and say all lives do matter. Black, white, doesn't matter.
Greenville's mayor and city chief of police among the many leaders to embrace the topic of unity.
The underscoring message today is we're all in this life together. We're all in our communities, community by community across our great nation together. And we need to be one.
A message that resonated with many people of all ages.
I feel great mostly because I'm African American, and it really puts a big thing on my culture.
Corey Davis, WIFF News 4 in Greenville.
And as people across...
Big story 50 years after the march in Selma, Alabama, the fight for civil rights is honored and revisited here in Greenville.
That's right. Hundreds came together from throughout the community, joining with city leaders and police for the All Lives Matter March on Main and salute to Selma.
The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us.
Crowds gather in downtown Greenville. Remembering the past and taking a stand.
And to me, it's very important that the children see this unity. As we work together, and even when they're in school together, they need to learn how to work with one another. It has nothing to do with race or color, ethnicity.
All races, ages, demographics marched together down Main Street.
Back then, we marched against the police. Today, we march with the police. And we're united, blacks, whites, browns, police, mayors, everybody, for one cause, liberty.
It's a message for people young and old alike. It's a message for the men and women in policing that we all need to work together, hand in hand, in partnership with one another, in collaboration with one another, to make our community safer, to make it stronger, to make it better. And we have to care that everybody matters to us.
Greenville Police Chief Ken Miller with Mayor Knox White and other city leaders joined the march organized by Think Twice's Tracy Fant.
It promotes unity. You know, it shows how many people are still concerned about the movement that happened 50 years ago.
Coming from Charleston, South Carolina, yes, we did a lot of marches, but the important thing is that when it's peaceful, when it's unified, it makes a difference.
We shall overcome.
I was at South Carolina State College during the Orangeburg Massacre. I marched at Woolworths during the 60s, and they didn't know what those two statues on the corner meant. And it was very important for us to pass that on to our young people so they know that the struggles and the prices that were paid.
Police Chief Miller says that events like today set a commendable tone. He says his officers do what they can to reach out, and they're there for the community, but like today, they need the community to reach out to them, too.
And also it's
50th anniversary of the March on Selma. 7 on your side's Christine Brown tells us about their message. Christine.
A variety of upstate groups and organizations took to the streets for the March on Main, all shouting the same message: all lives matter. The group joined Greenville City Police and other city leaders to recreate the movement in Selma 50 years ago for civil rights. They packed Main Street and sang songs of freedom as they marched their way to Court Street. Participants say they couldn't believe the amount of people that showed up to spread their message of unity, peace, and justice for all.
A sea of beautiful faces, every nationality, every age, race, young, old, represented. It was beautiful.
It shows that things are changing, and just hope things continue to change, and not be an overnight process. Some people don't stay the same, but that's all right. They'll catch on later.
And tonight we'll hear more from that man, DeMalo, who says his family took part in the movement 50 years ago. He has stories of their experiences in Selma and tells us why he believes their actions led to the freedoms people have today.